Ladies, ladies, we are here tonight on the show. And tonight we got some news, and then we're gonna freaking do Dynamite. WWE's thinking about going back to Puerto Rico. They're talking about maybe for a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown sometime in 2024. They're not sure yet exactly when, but sometime next year in 2024. WWE's not a pay per view because I do think remember that they tell them that they do want them to pay like bid for the pay per views. So it's probably not going to be a pay per view, but they are too willing to do a TV show. So at least they'll get some type of show next year. Puerto Rico, man. They're saying that Brandy. No, see, where am I? Bailey. Bailey. So she suffered about 10 days ago in a live event, non-televised. Suffered a leg injury. I believe it was like a tag team match with Charlotte, Asuka, and Io Sky and Bailey. And she suffered a leg injury. She was taken out. She was helped by the referees and the medical staff. And then it was reportedly she was walking fine out of the building in the parking lot. But now she took a picture on social media and she was spotted wearing a brace. So it could be, we don't know what that means. It could just be a precautionary situation. But in that picture she posted, she had a brace on her leg. Remember, she missed a year of action back in 2021 with a tear ACL. So hopefully it's nothing like that. I don't think it is. I mean, she was on I think did she do commentating this past Friday? And she's still currently doing that storyline with Shotzi, so I think she's fine. They're saying that both Scotty 2 Hotty and Chris Hero were on Dynamite last night, working as producers slash coaches. So Tony Khan continues to hire either like veteran wrestlers or former wrestlers to help them produce the shows. So that's good to know. Brandy Rose has announced she's retired. She says, I'm retired. I'm no longer wrestling. She never wrestled for WWE. She wrestled for a little bit with AEW. And a lot of people believe that eventually she was going to join Cody Rhodes back in WWE and wrestle. But apparently she has announced that she retired and that she's finished wrestling. So that probably means she's probably not going to, or she can still come back and be like a manager, but probably not. Let's see here. Dragunov has announced. A lot of people believe that he could join Imperium in the future. He's announced he's not interested in joining Imperium. That's kind of crazy. He said that. Holy cow! Hope there's nothing personal going on with either like any member of Imperium or Dragunov. Why would he say that? But anyway, let's move forward, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying The Rock. Well, no. They're saying that Grayson Waller once again, pretty much in an interview, invited The Rock to come to SummerSlam, saying, "Hey, you're not doing anything right now. You know the actors are going on strike on Hollywood, so you're not doing anything right now. You might as well show up and be at SummerSlam." So we don't know how much if he's just trolling or how much of a possibility it is that The Rock could be showing up next week for SummerSlam. Man, we don't know. Last one is that a lot of stuff got cut off that match last week between the Elites and the Black Queen Comeback Club. They're saying that the handshake that they had after the match, and then that promo by Kenny Omega, which is weird because he said in that promo that he's going to go anywhere the Young Bucks go. It don't matter where they go. That was supposed to be televised, and it wasn't because they ran out of time. So who knows that I can see the handshake for sure being supposed to be televised, but I don't know about that promo. But anyways, they weren't even on TV last night. Who knows what's next for the Elites? We'll see what the future holds for them, man. But I believe we are done with the freaking with the news, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are done. Let's go to Dynamite. Dynamite. What was the date? I believe it was freaking The 26th. Okay. July 26th, ladies and gentlemen, let's have this show, man. Let's go. This was not a very good show, man. This was not a very good show. I think it's because they have a really good show coming up on Saturday for Collision. They're gonna have the tag team title match with Adam Cole and MJF versus FTR, and then they're gonna have a ladder match between Aleister Black and Malachi Black and Andrade. And then they also have episode 300 or 200 next week for Dynamite. So I think after what happened last week with the Blood and Guts match, they got a good Collision show lined up this Saturday. They have the 200 show next week for Dynamite. I think this episode was just like, let's maybe save stuff maybe for next week for the 200 episode. And also I believe like obviously MJF and FTR and Adam Cole were probably not even at the show. They probably filmed those backstage stuff they did last week. I'm pretty sure that we're not on the show. The Elite wasn't there. There was not outside of Jon Moxley. Most of the stars were not there tonight. It really wasn't, man. It was a bunch of mid-carders. Anyways, we start the freaking show off with freaking with Orange Cassidy putting the International Championship on the line versus AR Fox. Great match here. Before the match starts, Darby Allin does a video like talking good stuff about AR Fox and how working he is. So then whatever, they have the match. Orange Cassidy wins the match. It was a very good match. The ending was kind of weak. It was just a freaking fruit roll-up. After the match, man, for like good sportsmanship, Orange Cassidy gives AR Fox his sunglasses. AR Fox breaks them, and he just fucking like elbows or Orange Cassidy, leaves them out lane. And then, he's leaving the ring, and Darby Allin comes like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? I just said all this good stuff about you embarrassed me, man. I put my name on you, you moron." He's all pissed off about it, man. They're fighting, they're arguing, and then freaking Jon Moxley comes out. He also takes out Orange Cassidy, and so maybe Jon Moxley's the next in line for the International Championship. We'll see, man. But yeah, pretty good segment, man. Let's move forward. Chris Jericho and Don Callis. Don Callis tells him, "Hey, man, how about next week you have a match with Takashita Hashihara versus Daniel Garcia and who's that other guy? And Sammy Guevara. You want to see them grow without you, man. What better way to have them compete versus you?" So Jericho, he's questioning, but he ends up accepting it. Later on, he has a meeting with the Jericho Appreciation Society, which they tell him, "Hey, we can't give you 100, man. This is the Jericho Appreciation Society, but you're not showing a lot of appreciation towards us." So they all walk away. So they just leave him there. So they continue to do the storyline. Jericho is leaving the Appreciation Society to go with the Don Callis family. So doing that storyline. Let's see here. We have a Tony Schiavone interviewing Jack Perry. It leads off to freaking some guy came out. I don't even know who the fuck he is. Jerry Lynn, I think is his name, and he pretty much challenges hey, you don't have any respect for the past. Those guys in WCW, they paid their way. Thanks to you guys, thanks to you, you're here right now doing your stuff. You have no respect. And then he wants to fight him, but Jack Perry tells him, "I don't even have my gear," and he just walks away. Whatever. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. Then we have Pac versus Gravy. I don't even know. Pac versus Gravy. I don't even know. The Bastard. I think the Bastard Pac won by submission. Then we get interviews with FTR and then also MJF and Adam Cole, just pretty much talking about their match on Saturday. You could tell it was taped last week because they kept saying July 29. Where obviously, if it would have been taped last night, they would have just said Saturday, right? Saturday. But you could tell it was taped last week because they kept saying July 29. So that's how I knew it was they weren't even in the arena, man. So yeah, they both did interviews. After Adam Cole and MJF did this, Riddick Strong is like, hey man, he's still pissed at Adam Cole. Like you're letting him fool you, and because Adam Cole tells MJF, hey man, you're starting to become one of my best friends, man. We're having so much fun and stuff. And then MJF's like, yeah man, I agree. In fact, once this is all over, whether we win or those tag team titles or not, I'm giving you another shot at the AEW champions. I know how much it means to you, man. And so Riddick Strong is pissed. And the interesting part is that Riddick Strong is like, hey, man. And he tries to grab Adam Cole so he doesn't walk away. Boundaries. And he tells him boundaries. That's the thing he's been telling MJF at the start. Like, don't touch me. Give me personal space. So now he did it to his other friend, Riddick Strong. So, yeah, man. Who knows, man. I think the blow-off is probably going to be in September for all out. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll see what happens, man. And then we have Swerve Strickland versus Darby Allin. AR Fox comes in, interferes, man. This was a good match, by the way. Maybe one of the best matches of the night, man. This match between Darby Allin and Swerve Strickland. AR Fox takes him out, throws him into the steel post. Swerve puts him back in the ring, hits his finisher. Then he grabs the guitar or the skateboard and he takes out Nick Wayne with the skateboard. It's pretty much a heel turn for AR Fox. And he joins Swerve and that other guy. They're heels now. So AR Fox stabs Darby Allin in the back, man. So maybe a tag team match between Swerve Strickland, AR Fox, Darby Allin, and Nick Wayne. That could be the future going forward. We'll see. Let's see. Let's continue to move forward. Britt Baker versus Taya Valkyria. This match, there was a lot of botches. I think they're saying that Britt Baker has a back injury. She's wrestling hurt. At the end, man, Britt Baker put Taya Valkyria in the submission hole, and right away she tapped out. Really made Taya look very weak. And then after the match, like literally for a good 5 seconds, they freaking had a sign by a fan, book the women's division better. That was crazy, man. I couldn't believe they had that sign for a good 3-5 seconds, man, like making sure people would see it. So that was, I don't know why they would do that. That must have been again, does the production team also done, does Tony Khan have any control over it? Now even the production is, oh man, I mean, because that's talking shit about the promoter who's who, Tony Khan. So now does even the production crew even do whatever the fuck they want? That made Tony Khan look so bad to me. That was basically like whoever ran that or told them to the production to do that, pretty much talking shit about Tony Khan's booking of the women's division, man. That's embarrassing to me, man. I would not be happy at all if I was Tony Khan, man. That really made him look bad. And again, we know a lot of wrestlers don't really have a lot of respect for Tony Khan. They just do whatever the fuck they do. We also have members of the production team? Maybe they come for WWE. I know the guy that was below Kevin Dunn in WWE. He just got hired to be the leading producer for AEW. And I wonder if it's like coming from guys like Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. Does he look at Tony Khan like a pendejo and maybe stepping toes over him? I don't know. But that was not a good sign to me that they did that for, like, it was on purpose. It was there for a good 3-5 seconds, man. That was done on purpose, man. That's crazy, man. But anyway, man, let's move forward, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get the freaking main event, man, a freaking triple threat match all over the damn place, man. The Black Wing Comeback Club, Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli versus the Best Friends, Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor versus the Lucha Bros, Rey Fenix and Penta El Cero Miedo. Good match all over the place. Orange Cassidy interferes. He's trying to get payback for what Jon Moxley did to him early in the night. At the end, freaking the Lucha Bros win the match, man. And freaking they continue fighting, man. They don't even care that the match is over. And then they just go off the air, man. They're just fighting all over the place. This show was not good at all. It sucked ass. Mid-card show, I think it's just that they have other stuff right now, I guess. Bigger fish to fry with the Collision show, with the tag team match between Adam Cole and FTR and MJF. The ladder match with Aleister Malachi Black and Andrade. Then they have, it seems like they're saving everything for next week for 200 episode. I was surprised because it was in New York, in Albany, New York. I'm like, that's a city you kind of want to at least make somewhat happy. Nobody was there. Probably the biggest star of the night was Jon Moxley. And Chris his stuff was backstage. All of his stuff was backstage. MJF and Adam Cole were most likely not even in the arena. That stuff was filmed last week. I hope they let Chris Jericho have something after I hope they had Chris Jericho do like a dark match or something. Or because damn, like the best thing you get is Jon Moxley like attacking Orange Cassidy and then wrestling in some mid-card triple threat tag team match. Oh man, I would be really pissed if I earned my hard-earned money on tickets for this shit, man. This was terrible, man. Even SmackDown does a little bit better job when they don't have Roman Reigns, I feel like. When Roman Reigns doesn't show up, SmackDown feels like a mid-card show. But this was bad, man. Like, ugh. But again, I think they're going to have better stuff. I think Collision's going to be much better. I think Dynamite. This is safe to say, this is probably going to be the worst wrestling show of the week, which is usually the best one of the week. Dynamite is usually the best show out of all of them. It's safe to say Dynamite's probably going to be the worst show between Raw, SmackDown, Collision. This is probably going to be the worst show of the week, which is crazy, but it seems like they're saving everything for the future. Especially, even the commentators I thought weren't sharp. There was a few times where they would say, time for Orange Cassidy versus FTR Fox. Oh, my bad. We have a video package ahead of myself. Or we got this match coming. Oh, my bad. We have a backstage set. Even the commentators didn't look focused at times, especially not. It was mainly Excalibur. I thought he wasn't all there. I don't know. You could tell maybe they didn't know what to do and they just wrote a script towards the last final minute and they weren't even prepared. I don't know. It seemed like we don't care about the show. We're focused on Saturday for Collision. We're focused next week for 200 Dynamite. I feel sorry for the fans that bought tickets for this, man. I really do. Hopefully they had something cool for the fans afterwards, like maybe at least a Chris Jericho dark match or something. But anyways, let's see what happens. I'm finished.